came here thinking I had a lot of knowledge and had to learn that we don't know anything in life.
His attention to detail is crazy. Things that most people wouldn't see is commonplace for him.
But he'll go above and beyond and meet your expectations, whatever you want to learn.
He's a genius. If you can compare to Einstein, he's gonna be Tesla, which is even greater.
I've never experienced technique on a level so detailed. You really don't believe it until you see it.
For me to feel alive, I need to train. For me to feel alive, I need to be on the mats. You know, if I'm not on the mats, it's almost like I'm a plant, you know? I'm just breathing.
When I got at Caio's, I started getting to like another level. Like, you know, I think if you're a fighter or like an athlete in general, you need a coach, you need a guy to mentor you, to prepare your mind when you go to compete.
Look at everything that Caio does in his life. He's a very detailed person.
He really cares about his students, all of his students.
For me, the best coach in the world.
A genius in terms of jiu-jitsu and an even greater guy now as a friend.
Terra, guys, come on. Ready? Everybody got someone? Combate. Paulo Mauricio Strout gave me my black belt together with Hazen Gracie. I trained at their school, and it was after me losing a tournament as a brown belt that they awarded me my black belt. And it was then that I realized that jiu-jitsu was much more than a martial art. You know, it really could change someone's life. Jiu-jitsu is a solving problem situation. You know, you have to solve the problem to evolve. You know, the same way, you know, that you do in jiu-jitsu, you calm down and you think about what happened, and then you can think about a solution. It was never a matter of me winning that would make me reach the black belt. It was other things, and that's what my instructor wanted to show me, you know, when he gave me the black belt. I need 2 volunteers. Who is up to it? Caniela, one more. One more volunteer. Who is it? Come on, guys.
I'll do it.
Thanks, Craig. I'm gonna have Caniela.
Okay.
So today, you guys are gonna drill to your worst side. Understand? I'm gonna start with my knee outside of the leg. My opponent has the knee shield, and a lot of the times my opponent is controlling my sleeve, okay? My other hand is gonna go on the pants, and I'm gonna push myself to put my butt away from him. But when I do so, I have to make sure that my leg rotates here in the inside. So I'm gonna pull him, look, putting my elbow on the mat to put my leg inside here, okay? I am not really trapping his leg, I'm just putting it close. I don't want him to keep on lifting this leg. You know, if he lifts the leg up, my leg also moves up, you know? So I want to make sure that his leg stays down, understand? Because I want to start trying to have the grip that I had to pull the leg and try to bring my leg out at the same time. Understand? But if this happens, sometimes it doesn't. But let's say if this happens, my opponent is still not in such bad situation. You know, he can underhook with me, he can turn turtle. There's a lot of possibilities here that he can do. So when I'm taking this out, I am trying to lift the leg to the other side right away. Understand? Otherwise, I might lose the position. Okay? You have to do it in one motion. You know, the whole thing, one motion. Anything else? No? Let's get some water, guys. I was about late 16. I was getting bullied at school, and my mother forced me to train. Puxa a perna dele. Agora joga ele de lado. Mas bota os joelhos juntos dele, senão ele vai virar pra você. The first day of training, you know, I wasn't very excited. My mother was forcing me to do it. When you don't want to do something, you know, when you're not open-minded for something, then, you know, you kind of don't really, you know, learn anything. Now, look what I'm doing, guys. I cannot just pull the leg.
BJJ is very hard, especially for smaller people.
My legs are just gonna come up. It's not gonna happen.
When kids start learning to read, you know, they have a really hard time, you know, learning, and they hate reading books. They all do. But once they start becoming good at reading, then reading becomes a part of their life. And I think that's what happened to me, you know. It took a while for me to become, you know, be able to understand jiu-jitsu. But once I did, then now it's a part of my life.
All right, guys, tie your belts. Let's line up.
People weren't so open. The instructors didn't like when you would train at other gyms. You're kind of forbidden to go train at other gyms. And, you know, I had friends who trained in many different gyms. And I wanted to train with them. I knew that it would, you know, help me to evolve as well. And also to keep me motivated, you know, because it's fun to train with your friends, you know. And since I couldn't go there because it was a different gym, then, you know, I thought, why not put mats at my house, you know, because my house is not a gym, so anyone can come and train. So I decided to then really remodel my house and break all the walls. And the only room that was not broken was my brother's, you know, and the bathroom. At that time, then my mother did not like it, you know. I brought a guy that was gonna do the remodel there, and I went to talk to my mother in the living room, and she was like, no, you're not gonna do this, I have too much stuff here, blah, 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 blah. Everything was still in the living room, and she finally agreed to say, look, maybe we'll do this, but we're gonna have to remove everything before. I said, okay, I'll remove it. And she said, no, but it's not a sure thing. And while that was happening, the guy gave it a try on the wall without us authorizing. And the wall just broke through. My mother was so mad. But there was no comeback, you know, because after you break the wall, it's over. At the time I was training at Strauch. You know, it was a self-defense school. Paulo Maurício Strauch was a very good guy, you know. He always helped me a lot, you know, more in life than actually in jiu-jitsu. You know, and he always said that he trained me to be a teacher, not to be a competitor. And a lot of the times it's better to do it with this hand, you know, instead of you doing this, sometimes it's better if you do this.
and then you change the grip after. When I came to America, you know, he knew that I came to compete. You know, I called him, you know, the first couple days, hey, I'm in America, you know. He gave me one of the best advices. You know, he told me, Caio, why are you calling me? You know, you should hang up the phone and never call Brazil again. Because if you keep on calling us, you'll never be in America. You're always gonna be trying to come back. You know, if you wanna make a living in America, you gotta forget about this place. You know, I know that you have a lot of things going on here, you know, but, you know, if your dream is there, you have to make everything there, you know. Don't call me again. And then he hung up the phone. You know, it was kind of mean, but he was right. You know, if I kept on calling, you know, every week, you know, I would be too attached to Brazil still. And it would be a lot harder for me to transition to America. No, do it to me. Se você quer passar por esse lado de lá, é melhor você botar a perna aqui, ó. E agora passar assim. Porque se você passar aqui assim, ele não consegue mais te raspar. Tá vendo? Se você for passar assim, ele vai repor a guarda.
Ele vai entrar pela linha.
Você entrou aqui, vai tirando agora. Agora olha só, meu pé já entra aqui, ó. From nowhere, you know, I wasn't training, I wasn't doing anything. I was just gonna say, look, let me show you a technique. And I sat down and I just felt that I was like completely spinning. And I said, there is something wrong about it. And I had to go to the hospital right away. I have done so much to find out what's going on, you know, many MRIs, CT scans, and, you know, all hearing tests, vision tests, everything possible, you know, and I, not just once, but many times, blood tests, cardiovascular tests, oxygen, you know, so many different tests that I did, but the problem is that they have no idea what's going on. Every time I go, it's a new suggestion, you know, and it's just a suggestion. There's no treatment, you know. All the medicine that I took, you know, it was not for more than a few days because the medicine would just make me feel worse, you know, and they're just guessing, you know, it's just a guess. The worst symptom, of course, is not being able to open my eyes, you know, because sometimes I open my eyes and everything is spinning. Of course, I get dizzy. I don't have balance, you know, so I have to stay in bed. And today I'm training. I have no problem in training anymore. But like has happened before, it might just come back and it might be a day. It might be a week, or it might take longer, just like before. The doctors don't know what's going on, and that's what bothers me the most. That's just very tough because I never had to deal, you know, with such a problem. You know, dealing with something that can cause you to not be here anymore is something a lot harder than any match or anything that I had, you know, in jiu-jitsu. You guys want to take a group picture really quick? Quer posso take a group picture?
When I come back, I could at least. I live in Santa Cruz, so I have like a 45-minute commute every day to train here, but it's definitely worth it. Best training.
Are you fighting Abu Dhabi, Benji?
Is it this weekend?
No.
What? 2 weeks. Isn't it?
October 17th.
Isn't it when it's US Open? No, week 4. Yeah, I guess.
I came here to CTA San Jose due to Caio Terra because I'm a big fan of him. He's my inspiration, I'm a big fan, and I wanted to develop my skills So I decided to come here and train full time,
All the way from Switzerland, huh?
all the way from Switzerland.
Come on, guys, don't be shy. Let's get together. Seriously, there's gaps. Come on.
Sorry, Mr. Pencil Adams.
All right. Ready? Aim. Fire. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Thank you.
The first day I came up here, it was the first time I met Caio. He helped me register for the IBJJF. He spent like a few hours with me, and that was the first day I met him. And I trained the first day. It's been pretty amazing experience for me personally, just to learn a different style of jiu-jitsu.
As a competitor, what gave me the most pleasure was probably, the Worlds in 2008. But nothing felt as great, as when Yuri won the DCC. Every time my students win a tournament, it brings me just so much more joy, than actually me competing, because I'm able to share this with someone. While you were competing, you went so selfish for so long, it's like you're lonely. Coaching is the most selfless thing that you can have, because you have to be dedicating yourself for others, the entire time. While being a competitor is the most selfish thing you can do. So right now, what I'm trying to do is to be a coach. I know that, I'm going to have to choose one, and I'm leaning towards the coach side. I found more pleasure, sharing the titles with my students. Anytime I see one of my students on the mat, I strongly feel that I was right about doing it, and it's a sensation of huge pride. He's a great guy on and off the mat, and I'm so lucky that I have found him.
The guy's a beast, he's a monster.
I feel sorry for his opponents.
Jiu-jitsu was in my life since I was very young. I always worked hard, but I never worked so hard for anything like I worked for that tournament. And the toughest one was against Romulo. I beat the current champion. I'm gonna be the champion. I'll remember that day for the rest of my life.